what's up everybody? I'm just checking in to do a recap video about the first ever NBA awards that were held last night in New York City. The awards were the way that the NBA chose to announce the regular season awards that we've been waiting an eternity for. Just want to point out my shirt. I'm not a blogger, but I am a blogger, and you can find my blog on angeliqueturner.wordpress.com. So, shameless plug. But anywho, so I was right actually about most of the awards. I think my prediction skills are very good. It's my opinion. But the only one that I really wasn't right about was the Rookie of the Year, and I wasn't comfortable in that category anyway, so I was just kind of talking. But I do know that Joel Embiid is an excellent player. I've seen him in all his 33 games of the season, and I did mention in my video pre-awards show that I didn't think that it was right or that the voters could even attempt to justify giving the award to Joel Embiid for him playing, I think, like less than a third of the year. That's not cool. I mean, even though he's excellent, he's so talented, but he had an unfortunate injury that kind of took him out of the running for that category. You can't play 33 games out of 84 and still win Rookie of the Year. I mean, the other two candidates have to be very terrible. And I feel bad because I said, well, if the other two suck, then maybe you could justify it, and that wasn't fair. Malcolm Brogdon, I did kind of brush up a little bit on him. I've seen, some clips of him play since last night. And he seems like a well-deserving candidate, very humble, second rounder who encouraged people, especially players who were second round or undrafted, to never give up and to always follow their dreams. And I think that that's really cool because it's a bunch of people out here that are just haters. And I think that people will try to make you give up on what you feel that you know that you can achieve, and don't listen to them. Because if I would have listened to a lot of people, I wouldn't be trying to do what I'm trying to do now. So, big ups to Malcolm Brogdon for Rookie of the Year. Sixth Man of the Year, I was definitely wrong about that one, so I was wrong about two categories. Andre Iguodala from the Warriors was stuck between Lou Williams and Eric Gordon from the Houston Rockets, and Eric Gordon won. I think he was deserving of the award. That was pretty dope to see him get it and over his teammates. So that was cool. I was right about Coach of the Year, Mike D'Antoni. Like I stated before, I think that was his award to win. He really did an exceptional job with the Houston Rockets, and they had so much success to be credited to him in his coaching decisions for their team. So big ups to Mike D'Antoni. Like I said, I wasn't sold on him before, but he seems like a good fit for the team that Houston has right now. So that's pretty cool to see him get that. And I think he made a little joke about winning in New York and being fired or something like that. So I mean, he's got a good sense of humor. So that's appreciated. Most improved player was Giannis Antetokounmpo, and people need to learn how to say his name. Like, learn how to say his name so you can say his name and give him the credit he deserves. But I think it was Charles Barkley who said he's like, I forget who he compared him to. He's just a one-namer, Giannis. I guess I could go with that. Giannis is cool. Defensive Player of the Year, my dog, my Spartan dog, Draymond Green won the award. It's so good to see him get his credit that he deserves. And I think Nelly, and I love me some Nelly from Hot in Here. Well, he tweeted that Kawhi Leonard got robbed. Are you kidding me? Kawhi didn't have a better defensive season this year than Draymond Green, and he also didn't have a better defensive season than Draymond Green in 14 15. So stop it with the shenanigans. Kawhi is an excellent defender. He's an excellent all-around and two-way player. Like, he is something special. And I hate the Spurs, but I love Kawhi. He's something special. I want him to cut them braids. And I'm really hurt that the Twitter picture that was floating around about his braids being cut was fake. I was so excited that he had finally cut his braids, and somebody played some jokes, and that wasn't cool. So anywho, he's excellent, but he didn't have a better year than Draymond this year. I'm sticking by that, and the voters got that right. He also didn't have a better year than Draymond in 2014, 2015, but he's got the award, so we're not gonna, harvest it. But Bob Myers got GM of the year, the GM for the Warriors, who's responsible for going out there and putting his super team together. I mean, which most of the players were drafted anyway, with the exception of KD. But neither here nor there. He went out and maximized what he could do with the money that they had, especially with everyone who they had to move in order to get KD. So him bringing in like D West, Matt Barnes, those veteran guys. He, like I said, maximized his money and got the bang that he could get for his buck. And I'm glad that he got the credit that he deserves for his skills and his role in being a very prominent GM in the NBA and showing, kind of setting the blueprint for these other teams. The Warriors are the team who's got everybody in a frenzy. Come Friday night at midnight, it's going to be out of control once free agency hits, or free agency is what I call it, because those contracts is bae. So I call it free agency. So, I mean, he's done an exceptional job with that organization. You've got to give him credit for that. I was also right about the play that I picked for assist of the year when Draymond got the ball up the court to Steph, and Steph flipped it behind the back to KD, and KD dunked it. That was pretty dope. So I'm glad that they saw that. So on to the big event. Most valuable player. Russell Westbrook was most valuable player, and it was such a different side of him that we've ever seen. Vulnerable and humble Russell Westbrook. I thought like hell would have frozen over before I saw that side of him. It was really good to see him. He deserves the award. I think that he had the better season. He had an exceptional, historic season. And what I want to point out is that he won this award post KD. So if you think about what I'm saying here, is that KD won the award when they were together. But as long as they stayed together, Russell Westbrook was going to always be in KD's shadow. And that's why that dynamic, it just doesn't work. Go your separate way and get what you deserve. So I think that it was good to see him win. He definitely took some digs and some jabs at KD and the Warriors, which I'm sure it's all in fun. I think he said something like, my teammates are the real MVP. Russell Westbrook, I don't know what Kool-Aid you've been drinking, but your teammates suck. So I'm not sure that they're the real MVP. Although they let you ISO and play hero ball, and you are 3 times the best player on your team, so I guess it works. But your teammates suck. And it's going to be interesting to see what happens with Russ, since he did sign a 1-and-1. We'll see if OKC can keep him for a long-term deal, but they're out of money. They're overpaying Oladipo, Enes Kanter, and all of those people. I just don't know what's happening in the front office in Oklahoma City, but that's why they can't keep nobody. And I'm not sure that people or big-time players or people that they would need to help them win or get kind of over the hump of getting bounced out of the first round, I'm not sure that people want to come there to play with Rusty. We'll have to see how that pans out. So again, congratulations to Russell Westbrook. His speech was amazing. He teared up. It just was like you were seeing a whole different person. His beautiful wife, his wife is so pretty. She's very pretty, and I think that it's good to see, you know, their relationship and her support of him. And he said that, you know, she keeps him in line and she sacrifices for him and, you know, all the good stuff like that. So that was cool to see. He was so happy. It was just like that little kid in him came out and, you know, he thought about how long and hard he's worked for this and wanted this award. So I'm glad that he got it. He deserved it over James Harden for sure. But like I said, no, Russell didn't win a MVP while he was playing with KD. So what's all the fuss about? You know, KD won the MVP when they were playing together. KD left to go get a championship, and Russell Westbrook wins MVP of the league. I mean, I don't know what everybody's fighting about. It kind of was a win-win situation. It worked out for the both of them. So I guess the beef should end, right? Well, that's what I think. So Friday night, July 1, 12:01 a.m. it is going down. It's going to be so many moves being made, so many trades, so many people on the phone trying to make a deal, some surprises. I'm quite sure we don't know what's happening with Melo, Paul George. They're saying that Boston is trying to get PG and Gordon Hayward. If they can swing that, I don't even know what to say. So we're going to be watching, and I'm going to be reporting as much as I can find out to see what moves are going to be made. So I think that the awards were good. I like Drake, but I think he's underrated for his acting back in his Degrassi days. But Drake is a good host. I've known that since he hosted the ESPYs a few years ago. He did an exceptionally well job. He's funny. He's got good material. So, you know, people who don't like Drake are going to say it was trash or whatever the case may be. I think he did a really good job. And that opening skit about DeMar DeRozan was hilarious with him and Will Ferrell. But, you know, the little jabs he was taking at Kenny Smith, going back and forth, I think that he did a good job hosting. And he's actually a good host. Like I said, in the ESPYs, he surprised me. I didn't know what to expect, and he exceeded my expectations. So I knew that he wasn't going to be a bust. As far as the awards show and waiting so long to announce the regular season awards, I'm not with that. If they want to do an award show, I don't see a problem with that. But I do think it needs to be moved up. It needs to be moved up. Not at the end of June. It needs to be as soon as the finals are over, or I don't know how they can swing it before the I don't know. They got to figure it out if they want to continue to present these awards in an organized fashion at an actual awards show. So I don't have any complaints about that. I think it was kind of cool. It just was too late, and a lot of people complained about like none of the big stars were there. LeBron, KD, Steph. And yeah, I mean, they were missed, I think, for sure. But the show wasn't like completely terrible. It was decent. It had its moments. It had some humor. So I'm cool with it. And that's all that I want to talk about. Like I said, I'll be watching and seeing what's going to happen in free agency. I'm excited about it. And I'm sure it's going to be turned up to the max. The salary cap is increased a little bit, although it hasn't increased as much as had been expected. So that's going to be interesting to see too, especially what happens with Steph's max deal. And like I said, if they can get Rusty to sign a long-term deal. PG, where's he going? What's going to happen with Melo? So it's all going to be going down the next few days. So I'll be watching, and I will try to be more consistent and see what I can do to get this information out. And again, I'm not a blogger, but I am a blogger. All right, see you guys later.